we're God's creation.
How do you learn about God?
I say primarily through His Word, but it can also be like through His creation. Because like Romans talks about like God's glory or something like that along those lines is like revealed through His creation. So
we are God's creation.
How do you learn about God?
We love just His Word, the Bible. I believe it's 66 books that tell you how you should live your life, commandments, all that good stuff. It says that He sent His Son to die for us, and we should live according to His Word. So we are God's.
The Bible says that God created earth and man in 7 days. So I would say He created us. That's the simplest way to put it.
How do you learn about God?
For me, going to church, talking with other believers, and sharpening our faith, doing Bible study, living what I would say is a life He would want us to live.
Praise me, thou heavenward, all power.
I think that after we die, my guess is we'd like to go to heaven.
Okay. And how can you be sure?
How can I be sure? Well, I go to church, so like that's what I've learned all my life in church.
Well, believing in Christ, I believe in, going up into heaven and just living the rest of your life, your spirit and everything else with Him.
How can you be sure?
Well, just the whole belief and just knowing your religion and, you have to put all your belief into that. And, I mean, I believe that there's going to be heaven and all that stuff.
In my opinion, I feel like I believe in the whole reincarnation. Other people might think like, oh, you're crazy, but honestly, I don't know, that's my opinion. Just because of the stories I've heard, I don't know, that's my thing.
How can you be sure about it?
You really can't be sure, but I mean, well, you can't really prove something like that, because I mean, obviously we know that once we're like flowers, we are born and then we die and then that's it. But no, I just feel like we do reincarnate. It's a cycle of life. That's what I think.
I think with that answer, it's a little bit of both. For the most part, it's a matter of opinion.
How do you know you're right about what you said?
Well, for the most part, again, you don't. It's completely subjective. You don't know if you're right or wrong. You just know what you feel.
I think there's an objective standard of behavior that applies to it.
How do you know you're right about what you said?
Well, you look at, societies throughout human history, and, even indigenous cultures, they always have a set standard of something. And it could be a religious, culture, or it can be a non-religious culture. There's always a, don't hurt people, do unto others as you have them do to yourself. And, kind of even like the Indians, you look at them as like live off the land and, treat the land well, and, don't kill out of revenge and things like that. And, these people didn't know God, they didn't have a relationship with God. There was always something in them to live good, to help other people. So when you look at that in like a broad world view, it's like there has to be something, in us that tells us what's good and what's bad.
I think it's to find the truth. It gives you more of a sense of where you're going.
All right, and then a follow-up question, what is the truth?
I don't know, honestly, what is false?
Currently, the way education is, it's to prepare for a position, business, some kind of profession.
What is the truth?
There's a lot more to than what most people think. Education gives you people a lot more opportunity for different points of views, and that they're There's just not one solid right answer for any situation.
All else to me, save that thou.
I think evil is a lack of goodness, kind of like how a shadow or darkness is the absence of light. So when good is not present, I think that evil is just equivalent to a shadow. That's what I think evil is, a lack of goodness.
What is the solution to evil in the world?
Well, if... God, that's hard to read about the second. Okay.
Now read that question.
If evil is like a shadow, the lack of goodness, then I guess it would be important to inject goodness around, I guess. What that is, I guess it's up for interpretation, but I'm a big believer in intentions, and if you have the right intention, then I think, hopefully your intentions are good, and when you fill the world with good intentions, I think that would be the best way to combat or fight evil.
I define evil with, like, horrible acts that are outside the norm of, I would say, moral values. So what society sees as bad and evil would be doing those acts. It would be constant. It would be constant acts. Same, I guess, doing them constantly. So that's what I would say evil is.
And what is the solution to evil in the world?
I guess you fight evil with the opposite. So with peace, I guess, just keep bringing awareness of peaceful ideas and just keep fighting it. So I think that's the only way. There's no way to stop it, but I guess by overpowering evil with peace, that's what I would say.
Sort of like going against the common belief of what is goodness, sort of.
Right, what is the solution to evil in the world?
The solution to evil in the world? I would say there's really no solution to evil as time goes on, but I would say just to deal with it right now, or to suppress as much as we can, is where to gather a group of people to prevent or suppress this evil. But overall, evil can't be taken away from the world, simply.
Good life, in my opinion, basically, personally for me, good life would be, I'd say, a successful career, loving family, plenty in assets, just living happily, and and having the support of the family that's there for me.
What would you say about competing definitions?
I mean, good life, it probably means different things to different people. For me, I mean, my standards can be different from someone else. Someone else probably strictly relies on money to be a good life. They probably don't care about family. All they want to be is free.
The good life, I believe, is to always be in have a goal of living in an ethical society so that everyone enjoys this and becomes sustainable. To go off, get your education, get a job, get married, have kids, raise a family, and try to benefit the community as best as you can to whatever standards of living that you live at.
And what do you say about competing definitions?
People are raised differently throughout their life. What I go through may not be what you went through. So people who have different opinions is all based on what they experience in their own past, whether it's good or bad. So they're free to, because they're human beings, to make their own decisions and to choose whatever they are, whatever they want to be or become, but they need to live by what society considers substantial living and also be able to be a good citizen